Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Ala de Winter. This is Riff Raff Radio, the number one live stream in the Philippines YouTube community, the number one talk show in the Philippines community. You came to the right place. I am here tonight with Popeye and Roberto, two of our co-hosts here on this panel, and I believe there will be other guys joining us a little bit later as we, you know, uh, proceed with the show. I would like to start the show with an information that I would like to put out there. We will leave the link in the description. You just saw that over on my channel, Alo de Winter Radio Vlogs, I uploaded a short video about Riff Raff Radio WTF3. The WTF3 channel is an old channel formerly known as Philippines Expats channel. I would like you guys to check it out and go over there and um, subscribe to that channel. That channel is a backup channel of this channel right here. The reason why we decided to get the backup channel, besides of all the affiliated and allied channels, Kwentong Baliw, Popeye One, my channel, and a few other channels, John Doe and Baguio Life, is because we know that a couple of people out there are trying to put a strike on our channel and therefore they want to prevent us to do live streams, the Saturday live streams. And as a precaution, we decided to make sure that we won't get a strike. Um, it's actually really amazing because they have been trying to do this for several months now. Different people from different camps. It was the Cebu crew, different guys associated to the Cebu crew who tried to do, what they call mass flagging, and then they fabricated some allegations that we somehow threatened them or doxed them, and so on and so forth. So again, we do not have any problems so far with the Riff Raff Radio channel, but again, please check out the new backup channel of Riff Raff Radio. That will be Riff Raff Radio WTF3. And again, I have put out a short vlog on my channel, the Ala de Winter Radio Vlogs channel. The link is there. But as we proceed with this show, we will also leave the link in the description of this channel. And I believe some of the gentlemen here on the panel and some of you guys in the live chat that you guys will be doing similar vlogs to get the word out there that RRR has now a backup channel besides the usual channels, the so-called allied channels of the Riff Raff Radio crew. Number one talk show in the Philippines. My name is Aldo Winter. I think I mentioned that, but the panel here does not really need an introduction. I would like to get down to business and say hello to the guys who just tuned in. We have 50 plus viewers right now. Thank you for coming out and listening to our show. First question, gentlemen, have you heard from the PNP, FBI, NBI, CIA, Navy SEALs, or any other special forces so far? Because somebody has given us an ultimatum of 24 hours to take down all videos, and basically told us if we don't comply with these demands, that the NBI, PNP, or FBI, or fucking Interpol would come after us. There will be grave consequences if we do not give in to these demands. I would like to start with the Mexican Jew, a guy who will be hopefully a regular guest on our panel here. I have seen your vlog, your warning vlog, and I really like it. I hope you will put out more of these vlogs. And guys, please go over there and also subscribe to his channel, The Mexican Jew. I think he is, I would call him an our associate, definitely an allied guy of the panel here. Um, I know that certain guys in Cebu, the MGTOW crew, they were also talking about you a lot lately, Mexican Jew. Can you give us your reaction about that 24 hours ultimatum and the FBI, the PNB, and the NBI, and all that shit that's going on right now? Welcome to the panel, by the way.
Yeah, how you guys doing, man? Hey, Roberto and Papa and Nalo.
What's up, bro?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking retarded for what he said, man. I haven't heard nothing. I mean, we should have heard something by now. I mean, he apparently has a cousin that works for DEA, so I haven't heard not a fucking thing, man. It's fucking retarded. He doesn't know nothing, and yeah, I haven't heard not a thing.
Do you expect something? Do you expect that you will still hear from any of these guys, or that he will follow up on his threats?
No, he come on, man. He's broke. He doesn't know nobody. I mean, he's no. It's all fucking lie.
Do you sleep well? Do you sleep good since the ultimatum is over the 24 hours, or do I,
Oh,
sense
I
a little bit of of nervousness or there,
nah,
or you are just still all right?
nah. I won't leave. I won't lose 1 second of sleep, man. I'm pretty comfortable.
Okay, Roberto, always good to have you on the show. Your take on this, the ultimatum, the 24 hours, and all these threats towards you. They were kind of like belittling you. They were talking about, that this fat fuck, Roberto. They were making jokes about you. How do you feel about all this? The ultimatum, the FBI, blah blah blah. How do you feel about that?
Well, I mean, I feel good. I'm still waiting for them to come after me. I mean, or dox me, or do something, man. I'm actually kind of jealous because a lot of
Why
the
is that?
attention a lot of attention is going towards you, Popeye, Mexican Jew. Uh, I'm sure he claimed that he's going to stop harassing Dave, but I don't know what deal they made for that, but other than that, man, I don't think I'm getting enough attention.
You can change that. You can
I
change
know
that
I
tonight,
can change that. Yes, I can.
Mm.
You know,
and I hope you will.
I'm off. Actually, I'm here offering them. Please dox me. Please come after my family. Please, whatever you need to do it. Call the FBI, the CIA, the DEA. You know, the poop shoot company, whatever you need to do, you know, please come after me. Other than that, like like Mexican Jew says, he doesn't have any resources. You know, he claims, "Oh, I got my cousin, I got my sister, me calling the FBI, filing all this report." In reality, you file all this report, you're gonna have to show up in court to testify, you dumb
Yeah.
ass. That you got to spend all these years trying to get all seven of us, uh, Dave, Ed, Roberto Don, Popeye, Aloe, Mexican Jew, and then who's the seventh one? Oh, Twitchy. Now,
John
if you,
Doe. Throw in
oh,
John Doe
I'm
there
sorry, I'm
in that
sorry.
long
Okay, that
list.
make eight. John Doe, especially John Doe. Now you got eight people you had to file a report on. Okay, you had to show up to court, every one of them. And you think you have the resource to come out to the United States to go to court to testify against us? Or if the ones in the Philippines come to the States? I mean, you're a fucking one for one thing. You're inbred. Okay, we know that because someone in your family, one of your dad fucked one of your first cousins. So we know you're inbred. But other than that, you got to be the stupidest motherfucking white boy I ever met in my life. I know you have an eighth grade education, and that's as far as you got. Is it either you're mental capacities, eighth grade education, eighth grade level, or man, you just dumb as shit. Who in the world is going to think that you're going to have all these resources to come after us? Okay, I got money, you know. Aloe got money. John Doe got money. We all have money, more money than you do. So you think you're gonna come after us and fight us through the court system? You're gonna get us arrested? Man, you're dumber than a freaking Negro fucking white man.
Let's
That's all I
give
gotta say.
Popeye. Let's give Popeye the chance to say a few things about that. The ultimatum, the FBI, the PNP, the NBI, all these organizations. How do you feel about that? And by the way, nice short videos coming out from your channel. Once again, Popeye, thumbs up. Your take on this?
Okay, before I give my take, I want to thank Roberto, Mexican Jew, for coming on, and I want to spend a special shout out to Mr. Fox, who contributed and arranged for Riff Raff Radio WTF3. Okay? You see, this live stream and this channel is ready to meet all challenges. Okay? We are not going to have to put up short little vlogs saying, "Oh, I will go live in 24 hours. I have to wait for YouTube to process because I'm a fuck up." All right? Oh, we here at Riff Raff Radio are fucking professionals. Okay? And that's the way it is. Now, to roll into this FBI shit, DEA shit, whoever the fuck you're gonna call, okay? Number one, you don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out, okay? Number two, you're not a man because you've never paid for anything your whole life. Either Social Security has given it to you or the good people of Super Chat, PayPal, okay? You are bought and fucking paid for, okay? You are nothing but a whore. And when you open your channel and you do what you do, all the trolls who give you $3, $4, $5 say, "Dance, monkey, dance," because that's all you are to them. They're telling you to dance, okay? And you better get used to it, bud, because you're going to have to dance for your supper for the rest of your life because you're a fucking lowlife. You're an idiot, okay? And see, I've never had to dance for my supper. I've always worked for my supper, plain and simple. And I use the word supper because it is a low-level way of saying dinner. It's, you know, it's like saying, "Hey, I'm coming down to your level, Bama. You're inbred type of ways, you know, because I know when you have dinner in the evening, it's not fine dining, it's supper. It's a meal that's just slapped together, some grog or some bullshit that's going to kill you later on down in life. All right? And let's get the timeline correct. You were the one who came out with the doxing. You are the one who came out with the threats. And what I mean by threats, you threatened our families. You threatened me. You personally threatened me, told me to come to Philippines, you would hit me with a brick. Okay? And in my last vlog, I told you to shut the fuck up. Now, your latest live streams, you've been crying, whining, pissing, moaning, fucking groaning like a little schoolgirl on and on about how you're losing channels. Well, think about it for a minute. Really listen to me, okay? You are losing channels because you're an idiot and you're saying and you're doing all the wrong things on your live stream and you are breaking YouTube guidelines, okay? Now, when you come out and you give people's full legal names, listen to that, full legal names, you will lose a channel. You will be stricken. All right. When you come out with their photographs and addresses, you will lose a channel. You will be stricken. Okay. So who is the cyber bully here? Which is what you're going to try and do is call the FBI and say they're cyber bullying me. Who is cyber bullying who really? Okay. Because I have not doxed you. I have not used your full legal name. I have not made physical threats against you. The only threats that I have made was I have actually gone to my local authorities here and filed a police report against you. So that gets attached to your warrant. So when you re enter the United States, you will be arrested. See? And that didn't cost me any money to do it either. All I had to do was jump in my car. Yes, I have a car. Okay. I do have a car. And jump in my car, go down to the police station with my thumbnail drive, upload my report to them. They transcribe it and they say to me, "Thank you very much, sir." You know, and as they look at you and they say, "Wow, what a fucking idiot. Is this for real, sir?" And I have to say, "Yeah, unfortunately." And the cop looks at me and he says, "Wow, we get a lot of this shit, you know." And they know all about the e-beggars on the internet. They know, okay? And so if you want it all to stop, shut the fuck up. Quit talking about Riff Raff Radio. Quit making threats. Uh, quit your silly shit. Put the drink down. Step away from the loose cigarettes, okay? And the reason why I tell you step away from the loose cigarettes, because every time you smoke, what happens, Bama? You cut oxygen off to the brain housing group and you become a little bit more retarded. Okay? You understand how that works? So quit killing what few brain cells you have left. And I can guarantee when you wake up, you'll feel better in the morning. And take that money and possibly pay your visa fees and, you know, and whatever. And one last thing I want to say, Bama, I don't care about your girlfriend. I don't get into that General Hospital, One Life to Live soap opera shit. And I've never said anything bad about your new girlfriend. I don't care about her. The only thing I have said was I feel sorry for her because I saw how you treated the last one. And it is on my channel exactly what you did. Everybody can see your actions. You have pissed the world off. I don't even have to flag your videos anymore. Everybody is so pissed off at you, son. The world is flagging your videos and you just don't realize it. Thank you for that time, Alan.
You're always welcome. You're always welcome. I would like to say hi to all the guys who just tuned in. The numbers are rising. Also, thank you to the guys who have just subbed to my channel, All of the Winter Radio Vlogs, because I just reached around 300 view subs a few days ago. For my small channel, that's quite a success, and I'm happy that this channel here is also growing. We are currently at 420 subs. Guys, if you didn't hear it yet, there is a backup channel for Riff Raff Radio, WTF3. We will leave the link in the description. Watch out for that one, and other channels will also promote it. There are two things that I would like to add. First thing is, I was also told that I was making threats towards certain people, and I would like to clarify that 2 weeks ago on the Pick Now episode of this great channel here around the 40th minute on that live stream. Actually, around 39 minutes and 30 seconds on the Pick Now episode of this channel. There are two episodes. The one 2 weeks ago, I made a comment that was taken out of context and it was defined or looked at as a threat. I want to clarify this because Dave has done so on Quentong Baloo, and you guys also did it, especially you, Popeye. Um, Before I give Mexican Jew the word about how he was threatened, let me tell you this. On that show, I said that there might be a situation where some of these guys will be recognized outside in the public when they come out of a Jollibee or a 7-Eleven. That's the famous, 1 or 2 minutes on that episode where I spoke about a physical attack that has been taken out of context because I said when I gave that statement, I clearly stated that if these people, and we know who we are talking about, if these people continue to make threats, continue to call on their subs to harass my wife and my child, and also they made several threats on several streams several times, and they announced that they would come up to my house and attack me. We have the sound bites, we have the videos. We also have a video where some guy came on the show and threatened me live on the show. So he can't say I was talking about somebody else or I was just using code names or not real names. It has been there. We have the evidence. And I said, if they do what they said they would do, and that is attacking me and harassing me and my family, then there will be consequences. And then they are the ones who are risking something by doing that. It would be a reaction to a physical threat directed at me and my family. So I believe for me that is not what they say now because they want to take it out of context and say Alo has threatened this and that guy, Alo has said this and that against this person. Let me just be very clear. We also have these sound bites, and we know that they started this. We know that they were the ones who called on their subs to physically, to harass. And in the one case of a certain blogger, he actually said, "I will come up to your house. I will attack you. I will physically attack you." And all the other sound bites, you guys have heard it when this guy was yelling, pounding on his table, "I'm coming after you. I will hit you. I will dox you. I will do this and I will do that." And then John Doe, Popeye, Mexican Jew, Aloe Winter, Roberto Dunn, and so on and so forth. That's the one thing. So you need to look at it in the context of threats that were made prior to my statement on the Pig Tao episode, where I said that one day somebody might recognize you and see, look, this is the guy on YouTube who is making threats. This is the American guy on YouTube who is threatening people in the Philippines, telling his subs to dox them. There will be consequences for that. You are risking your status as a tourist in the Philippines because let me tell you this. Because I hear this a lot. People say, I didn't break the law. This person didn't break the law. There's nothing wrong with that. Your stay in the Philippines as a tourist is a privilege extended to you. You basically do not have the right to be in the Philippines. You are a guest. When the country, your host country, says that you did something that they look at as offensive or that they think that you pose a threat to public health and safety, they can turn you away and say, look, you have to leave the country. Example is the Thai national who made uh, negative comments about Filipinos and about the Philippines in general. There were other vloggers. There was one in Cebu who was also blacklisted because he made negative comments about Cebu City and the Philippines in general. You see that all the time. So it's not that as long as you follow the rules and the laws of the host country, in this case the Philippines, that you are absolutely safe. Making racial comments about the Philippines, and he has done that when he was making, sexual comments about people's genitals or threatening people, then this is something that he will find himself at at the disadvantage, because at the end of the day, believe it or not, you are dealing with some people who are citizens of the Philippines and some aren't. And he is not a citizen of the Philippines. He, at the end of the day, he is a tourist, and he is risking a lot by putting all these things out. So the other side has to realize, when they say, look, I have this soundbite or I have that soundbite, be assured that we also have the sound bites and the videos, and we are not afraid to to inform the authorities about this. And in my particular case, I'm absolutely not afraid to get a lawyer and make sure that he will tell the court of law or the judge my side of the story, because again, I also have these sound bites, and I'll make sure that I will be represented by capable, reputable lawyers in the Philippines, if it even gets to that point, because I will not sit here and let some tourist who can't even pay for his visa fees. I will not let myself being pushed around by somebody who has to beg for money, somebody who is using his YouTube channel as a way to generate income, somebody who needs a YouTube channel to survive overseas. In my book, is an absolute loser, because these other guys there, they still think that their guy is some sort of a winner or something like that, because and then that's absolutely not true. Fact is that we here on this channel, we do not need YouTube, we do not need these channels, we do not need to do these live streams. Our life won't change if we are on YouTube or not. In this case, the MGTOW crew, it changes a lot. Without the super chat, without the donations, without the AdSense money, they will lose income, and they need every single US dollar that somebody donates to them. They need the e-begging in order for them to make ends meet at the end of the month. That's one thing. The other thing is, if you define us as losers, please define what a loser really is. A loser in my book is somebody who doesn't own anything, not in the West, not in the East, and who is abusing and using women in the Philippines to take him in to cook and clean for them and pay the bills, pay everything, rent, water, electricity, and at the end, he just walks away and repetitiously uses different people in this country to basically profit from them, and it has become a way of living for him. Please rest assured that we are not intimidated by what you say or what you or the way how you threaten us, because at the end of the day, everybody can go to the police, everybody can file a case, but you have to follow through it, and then that will be something that money will decide who wins and who loses. What I mean by that is, when you get legal representation, that will be something that will be decided in a court of law. So do not come out with all these half truths and informations that you heard from some guy in the barangay, or some guy back in the States, or somebody who some of your sobs who just encourage you to continue this. I am surprised that some of his subs last week and also this week started to tell him, you know what, walk away from this. You cannot win this. The Riff Raff Radio crew won't stop. You cannot continue to be like this. Just walk away. And don't talk about them anymore. Don't mention them anymore. Don't go on their show, and don't let them come on your show. And I can tell you this, that is a very, very good advice. Listen to these subs, listen to them, and just walk away from this, because you will not win this, because we are here because of this. The Riff Raff radio format is built around this. That's what this is all about. That's what I am all about. It's the drama. It's about steering the pot. That's what I do. I do not speak on behalf of the Riff Raff Radio pal, but I speak for myself. That's what we do, and we are pretty damn good at it. And if you walk away, we will maybe do 2 or 3 more shows on you, and then everything will be decided in the background. People will still do what they want to do, and I will not be here and tell them to hold back. But then again, you need, that's a message to the other camp, you guys need YouTube. You guys need the income generated by YouTube, by your channels. Nobody here on this panel, and usually nobody who supports our channel here on Discord or on Riff Raff Radio Facebook page, nobody there needs to survive, needs YouTube to survive. They are people who have jobs or pensions or businesses, decent people who do not abuse women, decent people who don't use women in order for them to make ends meet at the end of the month. They are not losers. That's the message here. And your own guys are telling you this because they know that you cannot keep this up. They know that you are looking really bad out there. They know that you can't win. John Doe, welcome to the panel. I would like to ask you following question. What do you think about the ultimatum? What do you think about all these PNP and NBI and FBI threats coming out from that MGTOW channel? John Doe.
I've listened to the the channel here a little bit, but I haven't listened to anything going on their channel. So I mean, but I got a little bit of a gist of what's going on. I mean, I can't even imagine Bummer even attempting to threaten anybody legally. I mean, this is a guy that's in the Philippines, and his status is illegal due to his non-payment of his visa, and his status in the United States. He has active warrants against him, and he's got the balls. He's got the friggin' raisins to threaten anybody. I mean, there's a disconnect here. Plus, the guy's totally penniless. He could barely afford a trike ride without begging for the money, and he's gonna mount a legal case against somebody. I mean, that takes money. I mean, he doesn't have 2 centavos to rub together. And then I just want to make one quick counterpoint. I heard what Popeye said, and I mean, I would kind of take the opposite route, and I would like to see him, uh, Bama. I would like to see him drink more. I would like him. I would
Yeah,
like to see. I would
I'm
like.
on.
I would love to see him smoke more.
Yeah.
And as much as I strongly disapprove of how he treats women in the Philippines, I would like him to uh, publicly document via YouTube his abuse of women in the Philippines. So we can do stuff with it. So I would just like to tell him to carry on, keep doing what he's doing, keep drinking, smoking, and being unhinged on YouTube, and we love every minute of it.
That's exactly why I watch it. And I know half a dozen people who watch that channel exactly because of that. I was listening to his last show where they started to talk about orange seeds and pineapples. I don't really remember what it was all about, some agricultural business. And I must say, like the others, people started to leave the channel and not listen to it anymore. I must absolutely admit, I watch the channel because of the drama over there. I watch it because I want to see how he pounds that table and
Oh
yells
yeah.
into the cam, calls
Yeah.
everybody names, makes threats, and so on and so forth. Um, I would like to give Baguio Life the opportunity to give us a short update about the barangay situation, about the barangay summons that were issued. Please give us a short overview, Baguio Life. you wanted to come on and give us a short update about the situation.
Okay, the hearing was today. They no-showed. Their barangay captain did not even call in. So they're going to try to reset again for next Friday. Just got
Who
a
is the
message.
summons sent out to?
The odd couple, both of them.
Okay.
And they have two more before the CA is issued. I've already talked, my wife has already talked to my attorney, our attorney, and he is going to represent us through the public attorney in the prosecutor's office here in Baguio.
Can you tell our listeners, the 90 people listening right now, what is that complaint all about? Can you give us also the reason why you have filed this and express or explain to us a little bit more about the whole process on barangay level and what that certificate of court action would mean once they do not show up 3 times, Baguio?
Okay. I'm not an expert, so Allo help me out here with the barangay shit, or have Roberto. They're offering arbitration for the 100K bounty they seem to want to put on my fucking head. Since you fuckers are only worth 10, I want to know what I did to be worth 100. For one thing. But that was all
I'm jealous.
documented. That was all documented. Took the sound bites over. The first time we went, immigration was called. PNP was asked to come and have representation. It was represented. They contacted the barangay and whatever shithole they live in down there, the captain, the Kagawa, to issue the summons. They didn't show up, so they're going to reset it for next week. They don't show up next week, they're going to do it for 3 times. After the third time, a CA, certificate of action, help me out, Allo, am I correct with the verbiage?
Yeah, court action, certificate of court action, yes.
Will be issued. So Maya Sala can take it further to the public prosecutor's office with the help of our attorney, who just happened to be a retired public prosecutor.
And this is ongoing as we speak, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would like to get you on the show next week again, and then would like you to give us an update about it again.
Oh, and by the way, please, Bama, I'll buy you a rack of Red Horse and an Xbox if you show your iCard and a valid Visa stamp.
That's not going to happen.
Well, okay. Well, I'm up in the ante. Okay, I'll even get him a sleeve of Mighty Green cigarettes and a sleeve of Hopes to go along with it.
Mexican Jew. He also threatened you to kill you. I believe.
Oh,
you mentioned it on your blog.
I got one more thing to say.
Yes.
I was talking to Roberto. If you listened to the show the other night, when Roberto comes, all of you are invited to a party. We're going to rent the empty lot right there. Roberto's bringing the lechon. Johnny Warrior's bringing the chairs. I'm bringing the San Megan Red Horse, and we're going to have a barbecue.
Are you talking about the lot in front of their house? Yeah.
Yes.
You know, the lot that they said.
Yes.
The lot that they said they want to buy. Right?
Yes.
Right.
We're going to have a fiesta. Okay. We're going to have a fiesta there. So everybody come on down.
Yeah, I'm going to donate three lechons to the barangay.
And just think that and honestly, I'm going to ask everybody on this panel, his little fucking apology doesn't mean shit because he just did it to get Johnny Warrior off his ass.
True.
That's all that was about. Okay, I'm going to mute my mic.
Thanks a lot for the input, Baguio Life. Always good to talk to you. Mexican Jew, you mentioned on your last blog that you were also threatened. He said that he would kill you. Can you tell us more about that? When did he threaten you?
It was when I had went on and when I was in my car and I didn't have my mic up. It was a flagged video. It was I don't know how many, maybe a few weeks ago, I'd say. And it was when I called him a deadbeat dad. and he apparently thought that was something that I was talking shit about his kids, which I wasn't. And then he threatened to stab me and kill me. He said he would
Hmm.
stab me and kill me for disrespecting his kids.
Hmm. The kids that he doesn't pay child support for, the
Yeah,
kids that he neglected as a father, and the kids he has with that wife that he has apparently beaten, according to his own words, right?
yeah. Those kids, the ones he's never taken care of in his life,
Hmm. Hmm.
ever. He
And
actually
which
made a
his
vlog. I
wife,
remember he actually had made a vlog a while back. Remember when he was with Myra and he was apparently looking for his son or whatever. I mean, the kid doesn't want nothing to do with him. I mean, I don't know. These kids don't want nothing to do with him, man. He's a fucking dirtbag, man.
All right, let me jump in here. Mexican Jew, I want to thank you personally for letting me repost your blog on my channel, number one. And the reason why I'm thanking you, because it got a lot of attention. I
I
mean,
seen that.
over 500 freaking views. All right.
Oh,
And I have been contacted by several Filipinas asking, who is this guy? I want to date this guy. I want to know this guy. And that leads me to my next step. I smiled and I said, I don't know. Maybe he's taken. He's just a good guy. And this leads me right into the e-beggars cry. They do not show their faces. Okay? Now, you've chosen to show your face and come right out and put it right out there bluntly. And I give you a bravo Zulu on that. And I know you fully comprehend and understand what I just said.
yes.
And secondly, I don't have to show my face. Only
No,
e-beggars do.
no.
Okay? Because e-beggars have to show their face so they can collect money. All right? People want to see who they're giving money to. All right?
Yes.
So their argument that me, Aloe, and a few others don't show our faces is a straw argument. All right? I don't have to. I see. I have money, and I I have home. I have car. I have a life, and I don't want that interrupted by e-beggar criminals. Okay, because that's what they do, and that's how they try to shut you up. They try to dox you. Say they'll have their family come to your house and kick your ass. You remember that, Bama? I don't think you remember that. And even Quentin Blue, aka Dave, told you you cannot rewrite history in days. History is rewritten over eons. That an eon is like 1,000 years. I don't want you to have to break out the Webster dictionary and figure out what the fuck I'm talking about. All right, so I'll speak down on your level, and that's how it's done. And we here at Riff Raff Radio, Bama, are not going to let you rewrite history. Okay, and your coy little thing about talking about veterans now and the shit about how veterans of World War II era are better than veterans of today's era, and we have more shit, and they didn't, and they're better. No, that's where you're wrong, Bama. A veteran is a veteran. Uh, just like the veterans that I have on this show today, we have all signed up. We have served our time. We're honorably discharged. And when we did sign up, we wrote that ultimate check up and towards giving our life if need be. Okay? Something you have never done, never thought of doing. And I have to give Mexican Jew props again and say thank you for telling him that he's riding on his grandpa's coattails. That's what he's doing. See, I don't speak of my father's service. I don't speak of my uncle's service. I don't speak of my brother's service because that is for them to do, not me. Okay, I speak of my own service, and when I do, it's in a very limited capacity. Right? You do not understand veterans. You don't know anything about the military. So I would kindly ask you and the nurse that you have on your show to try to be very careful when you're speaking about veterans because you're going to get in a lot of trouble, and not from me, from veterans themselves. Veterans rally, and when they rally, you're going to be in trouble. Keep running your suck. I have given you a warning, okay? And take that warning because veterans stick together. And Mexican Jew, if you would like to speak a little more to that, please go ahead.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. When he had threatened me, and I had never even threatened a guy. I never threatened a guy, man. I'm not that type of person to go on YouTube and threaten. I mean, I've been schooled, and I'm just better than that. I'm not stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So and for him to do that is it's pretty fucking retarded, man. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, even his subscribers, man, his subscribers are trying to tell him like, hey, dude, basically they're telling him he can't win. He has no fucking resources. He has no money. He has no teeth, and that he should just probably pack up his bags and you know
Call it a
just
day, right?
call it a day, man. And
Oh.
but he doesn't learn, man. I don't know if it's a I don't know. He just can't comprehend things. I mean, I don't know what his deal is, man. But hey, it's all. This is his demise. It's his fault, and you know.
All right.
Gentlemen, we have 90 plus people watching right now. Always good to have you here on the number one talk show in the Philippines YouTube community. You saw in the live chat that our friend Graham, aka Gronzo, has put out the link of Riff Raff Radio 3, Riff Raff Radio WTF 3. Please subscribe to that channel. That is the backup channel of this channel here. In case we will get a strike on this channel, we'll make sure that the Saturday shows on 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time will continue until the end of the year, until we, the panel, the crew of Riff Raff Radio, will decide to end this top show here. So please make sure that you subscribe to that channel, and we'll be, you know, counting on your support. And again, thanks a lot to the Fox, a guy who is operating in the background. Nobody really knows who he is, where he is, or how he looks like. Obviously, a man with many skills, and I would say quite mysterious. He appeared on the scene a couple of months ago, and I have. I don't actually know how to contact him. He is the guy who contacted me and others. It's very hard to communicate with him, but he is the generous donor and creator of that channel, the Riff Raff Radio WTF3 channel, the backup channel of this live show here. I would like to talk or ask John Doe, what do you think will be the next steps for a guy like, the MGTOW clown in Minganilia? What do you think about his plans to visit the island of Palawan? Is that something where he tries to leave Minganilia, or is it just a maneuver to distract us. What do you think about that, John Doe?
Who's has the plan to go to Palawan? Is it Jay the Hobbit or Bummer?
Bummer.
It's the Alabama bomb.
How's he's going to Palawan? How does he have the resources to go to Palawan? What is his intention to do there?
That's a good question. That's a good question because some people said he might be leaving the place, and others said, hey, he just want to go there for a vacation, like touring around a little bit. And when I heard that, I was also a little bit surprised because a guy like him, uh, it doesn't really make sense to me when you can't even pay for an Xbox or a TV
Well,
Yeah,
that
then.
begs the
he
that,
needs to be around an area where there's a lot of
Foreign.
foreigners are living, so he can mooch
Mhm.
off of them. If it's a more of a quiet rural area, he'll be like a shriveled up raisin on a vine and just die. I mean, if he can't beg and mooch, he's DOA. The guy's
well,
DOA.
well, John, that
Well,
begs the question here. The trip itself. I mean, how is he going to survive the trip? He does have a bad back now. That's a
Yeah.
lot of jeepneys, trikes, um, victory liners. I mean, Jesus H. Christ, that's going to take a toll on his back, man. I
Be
mean,
in a wheelchair.
I hope he blogs it all for
Look,
SSP.
if Bummer said he might go to Palawan, if those were the words out of his mouth, well, that speaks for itself because every word out of his mouth is a lie and a deception. So
Yes.
you can pretty much discount anything that POS has to say.
Where's he gonna get the money at for this fucking trip? He did say that he wasn't going by himself. So apparently he's gonna go with probably Jay, and then Jay's gonna pay his fucking way over. Because he said he wasn't going out there by himself. So obviously, some American or some foreigner's gonna go out there and pay his way. I mean,
Yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see. And geez, he's going to have to get some medication for that back, so he can survive the trip. So I suggest he shut his fucking pie hole and wait till his super chat reopens, if that ever happens, and maybe he can beg people for a little bit of money for his medication so he can take this trip. What do you think? Huh? I'm just
uh,
kind of spitballing here a little bit.
Well, let me spitball. Let me throw a softball at you. Maybe
Oh,
he's going
fuck
to.
off, Daniel. Like,
Oh, Patty, parade rest.
sip, sip, titimo, puntang
Okay,
ina mo
here
ang
we go.
talaga,
Hey,
di
you
ba?
might be doing the Hobo Palawan model, the 25 peso cup of coffee for the free internet, and sleep behind in the jungle on the.
So
Hey, that
who
is-
should I throw off the panel today, Aloe? Who should I hit the eject button on? I understand that causes a lot of controversial topics later on, man. Who should I fucking hit the eject button on, man? I have control, total control. Oh.
Hey, that is. I did have people are commenting. It says, did he sell his choppers? I mean, whatever happened to that? Him getting his teeth and that like he is still wearing those plastic teeth they gave him.
He's never going to get any teeth, okay? That's a ploy for money, all right? He doesn't mind gumming his food to death, all right? And from what I hear, he's not shy around the ear of corn, okay? Even though he's toothless. So if that is the truth, he can pick the corn out of my shit and eat it, okay?
I think Jay the Hobbit told him he'll support him if he doesn't get those fake chompers because he loves how Bummer gums his little wiener every night.
All right.
I would like you guys also to check out the channel Passport TV. Passport TV is also in the chat right now. He has come out with some really good, entertaining vlogs about about these characters down there in the Minganilla area, and yeah, go over there. Please check it out, and also Mexican Jew, check it out. Good stuff there, and subscribe to our backup channel, Riff Radio WTF3. Um, when it comes to their supporters, let's talk a little bit about the MGTOW Cruise supporters. And, there are a couple of names that pop up in my mind when I think about these guys. What is it exactly they like about a guy like the Alabama Clown? Um, it seems to me that these must be total misfits. There is no other explanation for for me there's no other explanation other than that they must be misfits, and they somehow identify with Bama as their leader who has a voice on these channels. Because when I saw who is commenting in his live chat, I saw that some of them were Riff Raff Radio guys who were active in our chat, but then somebody must have, put them in their place and disciplined them. That's what you do with Misfits. And then they turned around and said, if you do not want me on Riff Raff Radio, then I will support the anti RRR guys. And in this case, currently, that's the MGTOW crew. What do you think about these guys, Popeye?
Well, first and foremost, who are these idiots?
The Misfits. The
The
Misfits
misfits.
in the live chat. You got guys like Michael V. You got guys like White American Expat. You got guys on the panel. There's this Australian guy who is on the panel. Then there is another guy who is a nurse, a male nurse who is on the panel, who
Oh,
talks
okay.
all
Which one I
kinds of
don't?
shit.
Which one I
Those
don't
guys.
understand? That's the
What?
guy I don't understand. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Let me tell you
Go ahead.
about these guys. These guys are whichever way the wind is blowing. If they feel the wind is blowing in, say, said corner B corner, they will be there. If they feel the wind is blowing in said corner A corner, they will be there. These are what I call fair weather motherfuckers, okay? They'll be there for you for a New York minute, and when they feel that everything is calm and there's no more real drama, they'll go to corner B and drum some drama up there and have a little fun. And they're basically fair weather agitators. And when I watch his new panel there, especially this nurse in San Francisco, okay, you ever been to San Francisco? Huh? You know, San Francisco. I mean, this guy, you listen to him, and I'm going to be honest, I'm really not going to make too much fun of him, but he is so far left in the American political culture, okay? And it's pathetic. And this is what the left does with these miscreants like fucking Bama. They coddle them. And you watch the show and they're trying to take him through and coddle him, but yet they do not hold him accountable for what he has done. All right, this is the real crime of the left. Okay, they do not hold these idiots accountable for all the wrong they have done. They just like pat them on the bottom and tell them calm down. We'll donate a few more dollars. Don't worry about them, sweetheart. You know, and that's what they're all about. And that type of society makes me want to fucking throw up in my mouth a little bit. Okay, because here in America, and I'll state it plainly, we need people to go back to work. We have more jobs than we have people.
Sure
Okay,
do.
and so fucking Bama needs to come on back home and get a job and go to work. I
He
mean,
hates that word. He hates that word job.
oh
He
yeah,
he Yeah, he hates it.
Oh yeah, he does. And these idiots in the chat and coming on his panel that are flip flopping from one side to another, they're actually doing it, Aloe, just to keep the drama going. And I see them all the time. And I can give you a few other channel monikers, such as like Jimmy Dory, White American Expat. And there he is. I say Jimmy Dory, and look, the turd shows up. He runs from channel to channel, and when he's on a different channel, he will be on their fucking side. Okay, and it's
Uh,
fucking hilarious. Okay, they have no how you say, I don't want to go all military on it, but they really have no honor. I mean, they can't stick with one thing. They can't keep to their convictions. You know what I'm talking about, Al?
Absolutely. And let me just add this. I have heard him say that if he would go back to the US, I heard him say that he would even get more money. So basically, he's saying you, the American taxpayers, should be glad that he is over here in the Philippines, because if you guys get your way and kick him out of the Philippines, that means that he will go back to the US and he will be entitled to get even more money and
That,
even
that's
food stamps.
that's true. He's that's the only truth out of his mouth that I've heard to date. Yeah, if he goes
The
back,
arrogance.
yeah, no, but he would definitely be more of a burden on the U.S. taxpayer. Food
Mhm.
stamps, welfare, Medicaid, free health, free everything. I mean, he's costing the taxpayer nothing by being in the Philippines. Plus, we can see
Mhm.
him live every day, smoking and drinking, and basically self-destructing. So, I mean, that's a value right there. And it's
yeah.
and it's cheaper for him to stay in the Philippines. He would cost the taxpayer a tremendous amount of money if he came
Mhm.
back to the U.S.
Mhm.
I hope he keeps
Exactly.
on.
And he is very proud of it. He's very proud of it. He's basically telling you guys, why don't you guys just shut up? Because if I would go back to the US, it would even cost you guys more as taxpayers. That's how he thinks. It's basically like saying, here I am, you have to pay for me, and you can't do anything about that. And that is only possible in a rich society such as the American society, such as Western countries. We have a growing number of people who cannot afford to live overseas. Period. I watched this guy. His name is his channel's name is Makoy Ungoy or something like that. He's a British guy
Oh yeah.
based somewhere in the Visayas. I watched a couple of his vlogs, and I must say he comes off as a very decent, honest, good vlogger. He makes
Tell
good
people what
vlogs.
Ongoy means, please.
I think it's Visayas, Visayan.
It means
It's not
monkey.
it's not Tagalog.
It's Tagalog. It means monkey.
Okay. And what he did is he came out with a vlog where he was, you can literally feel that he was kind of um it's kind of sad, I would say, because he said, look, I need to leave the Philippines again, because at the end of the day, I cannot or still can't afford to live in this place. I would love to stay here. You could see how he goes around in the neighborhood and people recognize him and they really like him. So he's kind of like well integrated in that community where he stays. And he lives a very simple life. But this is what I really admire about this guy, because he mentioned on that vlog, he said, look, I don't want to stay longer than I can afford, because else I might get myself into trouble, like other expats who just say, come what may, I shall stay on. I will start asking my subs to give me money and donations, and sooner or later, he will just get himself into trouble. And it's also a question of honor that he comes up for his own that he comes up with his own means, that he has that he covers his living expenses with his own means, that he has that he works for it, that he does something for it. And you can literally see that that really bothers him. It really bothers him. He is sad about the fact that he has to leave, but he knows, I can't just stay on. And that for me is he is a very positive example that when you realize you can't afford being overseas without your sources or source of income, and most probably that's a job in his case, like most of us who have jobs or run a business somewhere, and don't have the privilege to stay in the Philippines long term because of out of financial reasons. They decide, it's not yet my time. I can't do it right now. I still need to save up more money for this to come through, that I can live overseas as an expat. And that is something that I was really glad to see, that there are still people like this, still people who do the right thing. Because there is a huge difference between guys like him and the guys that we see down in Cebu, who just mooch off people, who use the people of the Philippines to profit from them, who lie to them, who take their money, who don't contribute to the joint expenses, who just go from town to town, from girl to girl, and they yell at them, they disrespect them. Let me just tell you this: we have seen what happened a couple of days and weeks ago between that clown and his ex-girlfriend. This ex-girlfriend, who was based in Quezon City, has taken him in. He didn't pay anything there. He didn't pay the electricity or for food. Everything was provided to him, including the costs for the apartment in Quezon City. But when it was the other way around, when she came to his place, he started to act like a king, started to yell around because he knew he has the upper hand, forgetting the fact that just a few weeks earlier, he was the guy who had no place to stay. And this happened also in Mindanao, in Cebu, on Bohol, and in Quezon City, where he uses people. He also claimed that some, and I will not specifically mention somebody, but some of these girls were like educated and some were like teachers and so on and so forth. I really, really doubt that, because I do have information that it is not the case, that some, or at least one of them, still works in the bar scene of of Cebu, in the Mango, in the what you guys know as the Mango
Square.
Square area, and so on and so forth. So we know what's going on. We have people on the ground who know what's going on, and it's not the other way around when he claims that he has a spy over on Discord. We actually know what he is doing, where he is, and and who these people are that he is hanging out with. But it's also not really surprising to me that he is hanging out with rather, how should I say, people who are from that scene. That's all I can say. Does that surprise you anyway, Mexican Jew?
No, I mean, come on. Just look at the way he dresses and talks. He wears the same fucking white tee like 4 or 5 days out of the week. I mean, no middle class educated Filipino would have nothing to do with him. That
Yeah.
girl's no. I mean, you could. She's no teacher. I mean, he said last time that Amor was educated, and I mean, nothing against. I mean, Amor or anything, but I mean, you could tell she's not educated.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I mean, another bald faced lie. I mean, he even made the comment. I don't know if Popeye heard this. He has a 7'4" uncle that was a Navy SEAL.
Oh my God.
The Nazi uncle. The Nazi
Oh
uncle.
my
I was like,
God.
if he was a SEAL, that's the biggest fucking Navy SEAL in U.S. history.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I think I'd have heard of him, after 20 years of fucking service, but hey, you know.
A lot of those
hey.
guys aren't that big. I mean,
Hey, Philippine. I was going to call you Philippine Jew.
hey, maybe when I'm
Mexican
down.
Jew.
Hey, maybe when I'm down there, I might name it to the Philippine Jew or something. You never know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, did you hear? Did you hear that he also said that when someone on his comment said that what's her name? His ex girlfriend Myra was going to was dating someone, and he got really jealous. I mean, you could tell in his face he got really
Oh
jealous.
yeah.
Then he said, "Oh no, she's not. I'm gonna see her next week. She's willing to come out here to see me. Why would she want to come out here to see me if she has a boyfriend?"
Yeah. Guys, I want to
really?
welcome Expat Prepper to the panel.
Hey.
All right. How you doing, Expat Prepper?
Hey, Popeye, how you doing? And thanks, Al, for the invitation.
Yeah, I got some questions for you, bro. Okay. And let me give you a little context first. All right.
Okay.
I,
Are they
I,
tough? Are they tough questions, Popeye, or are they easy questions?
simple, straightforward questions. You know,
Okay.
I'm not going for Einstein here. Okay. Simple as this. I've seen you on the Bama show, and you guys chit chat back and forth, and you've been having talks with him, trying to tell him to let it go, and forget about it. You're not going to win. I've seen a lot of you guys on that panel trying to do that. Okay, and I take no umbrage with that whatsoever. But when he starts talking about how Riff Raff Radio started it, and they're threatening him. And when he said what he said about vets, I mean, I did not hear you give him any reply to that or pushback to that. And my question there is, do you think that's fair?
No, I don't think that's fair at all. And as far as me, I heard before I come on the panel, I heard you say these guys coddle him and this and that, and
Mhm.
you're kind of talking down about people that come on a show. Well, Popeye, I've been on a show several times, and I got in his ass about him posting doxing you.
Uh
I
huh.
took it for you several times with him, and I've been telling him he needs to apologize to John Doe. Um, so
Do you
if you
feel you're
want to,
getting anywhere with him?
no, I don't. I don't feel
Okay.
I'm getting anywhere at all.
All right.
So
Okay.
uh,
Now I'm not putting you down for this. I just a simple question, bro, and
sure,
um,
sure.
I'm just trying to get a hold of what you're exactly trying to accomplish here.
What I'm trying to accomplish,
Yeah.
I just stated what I was trying to accomplish. I don't like that he doxed you.
Okay.
I don't like that one bit, and I told him about it. Just like I told Allo, I didn't like what he said about Jay's dad. So, it goes both ways, I guess.
Yeah, it does. Who do you feel uh, threw the first volley that was actually wrong? Have you followed it for tick by tick?
Yeah, and they shouldn't have did that. They shouldn't have tried to have their subs go after you guys' families.
Hmm.
I to me, that's what started everything, and it just spun out of control since then. But I'm not really getting anywhere with the guy. A lot of times I go on a show because I got nothing else better to do. I'm bored,
Okay.
and
All right. All right.
they, they are very open about who they have on their show.
Mm-hmm.
So if I got nothing to do and there's the link, I'll pop on there. But the last couple times I've been on there, I tried to have a decent conversation, and Jay was so drunk I couldn't get a word in edgewise, so I just ended up leaving.
So, do you feel you are wasting your time, or do you want to continue on?
Well, the last couple times, like I said, Jay was so drunk, and you know,
Uh,
I felt it was a waste of time. I just kind of checked off. You know, I don't
yeah.
even think I said goodbye. I
Uh,
just said, I just hung up.
Does that answer your question, Popeye?
Oh yeah, fully, fully. And I
And
want to
hey,
show.
don't,
I want to
don't get me
show
wrong,
everybody.
Hello, I love you, man. You know, you're entertaining as hell. You know,
Uh,
uh, the reason why I said that, you know, I lost my father to cancer,
Yeah,
esophageal.
yeah, I understand.
And when you said
No,
that
I
to
mean,
him,
I don't take any offense of about what you said on that show. We are there's
yeah,
no problem at all, Larry.
yeah. I
okay,
mean, because we here at Riff Raff Radio, we don't care what show you go on, but we may have you come on and say, "Hey, what's going on there?" Get a little in depth, and have a real conversation. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
that's what we like to show here. Uh, no, I'm not here to rip you a new asshole or make you eat the corn out of my shit or anything like that. Just ask a few simple, straightforward questions and get a hold of what's really going on here.
Papa, you just read my mind. I tell you what, when you asked him that question, I asked, I asked our friend from Australia the same question. Um, uh, Before I asked him, I
Who are you
said, "You
talking
guys
about,
go on there." Yeah, Graham.
Are
I
you
go, you
okay?
guys go on there. I go, but yet I have never once heard you condemn those people for what they're doing. Like
You talking to me
the time with the
or
military, the time when they come out with the military. You are on the show, nothing is said. It's just you just let it go bypass it. Like I don't care if you go on there, they're open. But they'll never let me on this show, but they're open. But the thing is, that's what it is. You just go on there. You are like more like friends. You are on the fence. Oh, we're sitting on the fence. We don't care what they say, what you guys say, what they say. But when they started off through the military, both you, Grant and Mike, Larry there, you just sat there. Right then, I would have done over his ass so quick. I would have been kicked off 2 hours before that. The minute he mentioned that.
are you saying this to me, Ed, or to?
I'm saying it generally to you and Graham. You just go on the
Well,
show, but yet
I
you're
wasn't
so
on there.
fun.
I wasn't on the show when they originally said it. I found out from you, Bagu Life. I found out from Bagu Life on his show what they said.
But you've been on after when it was still being discussed on their show.
Yeah, I
You know,
couldn't get a word in edgewise.
but yet you couldn't come back at him sitting there. Like
What?
I got him in the chat, I got kicked right out. But that's the question. You go on his show, which is fine. You go on anybody's show. But the thing is, they'll attack the military. They'll attack somebody that considered to be your friend, and you're our friends. But yet you will sit back and just let them go.
Well,
So
I haven't really been around when they were bad mouthing the military. If they were, I would definitely speak up about it. Like I said, I first heard about this issue on Bagu Life show, and I don't know. I just wasn't really. I've been on the show probably twice since I heard about it, and yeah, I didn't. It didn't come to mind. I must have had other stuff going. So
it's just like, hey, fine, you want to go on your show, that's great. But the thing is, sometimes you have to speak up. Sometimes if they get out of line, like you
Well,
said, Al gets out of line,
hold
you get
on
out of
there,
line.
Ed. Hold on there,
you
Ed.
guys are pretty good
Ed,
about defending
Ed,
yourself.
hold on there. Let me ask you this. Do you feel if you were on that show, this hypothetical question, Expat Forever, if you were on that show and you gave a real hard pushback on any subject, do you feel they would eject you?
I'd be gone in a second.
Hold
I
on.
And
Let
I wouldn't care. And I
Expat
wouldn't
Forever
care.
answer. Huh?
I if I really pushed it, yeah, I would probably get ejected. I've I've kidded with Bama. You guys got to admit the person he hates the most is John Doe, and I always tell him, hey, you need to apologize to John Doe just to fuck with him.
Uh huh.
So
No,
I
I
haven't
think
been ejected
he
yet,
hates
but I
Popeye more than he hates John Doe. I
what?
think he hates Popeye more than he hates John Doe.
I don't know. I think he hates John Doe worse.
Yeah. Because
Expat
because you haven't seen John Doe's face. That's all.
Expat Prepper, I have a question. Who was the guy on Bama's panel who criticized you for a few minutes, telling the panel that they shouldn't let you on the panel anymore because you were like talking shit about them? There was one guy, I forgot his name.
Oh, that's
He
an
was
idiot
trying.
that was. I got into it with him because he was trying to. He said that Dave was afraid of him. I told him he was full of shit. He's from Indiana. That's the guy that uses that avatar of Clint Eastwood.
I remember. That's Steve.
Yeah,
All right, that's the guy they call Steve.
yeah. I got in an argument with him right on on the panel.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Let me share you a small story, and I'm not 100% sure if I have spoken about this on any of our live streams already, but it was quite interesting on the last show or on one of the last shows on Bama's channel. He mentioned that he has never been sleeping with bar girls, with prostitutes, and he was kind of proud of that. Let me just share you following story. I used to do shows also with his Australian friend, the Bogan, back in 2017, I believe. And as you remember, the Bogan and the Bomb had something like a fallout. I would call it the Burger King gate, where they went separate ways. During that time, the Bogan has shared a story with me, and only the Bogan knows, and the Bomb from Alabama knows if I speak the truth or not. But this is what he told me. This is what he told me. These guys used to hang out in the red light district of Cebu. And what they did is, because Bama doesn't have the money, he used to approach several hookers and offered them a special deal. The deal was that if the hooker is able to make him come within a certain period of time, for the sake of example, uh, 10 minutes, he would need to pay her. But if he won't come, he won't jerk off, then it would be for free. And according to the Bogan, there were hookers who agreed to that. So it's basically fucking for free with Bama. This is a reflection of who he
is it,
really is.
would you
This
classify
is,
that as heat bagging?
I would classify that as being a loser. And let me tell you this. What is a loser? What you see over there on that channel, that's how losing looks like. From birth to death, losing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just losing, being a loser, turning being a loser into some sort of a lifestyle. If you, the supporters of Bama, don't see that, it's basically because you yourself might be just like them. You might be a loser. How can you respect a guy who needs YouTube to fucking survive in the Philippines? How can you respect the guy knowing very well that it is your taxpayers' money going into his pocket? A person who's basically a disability
Hell,
fraudster.
hell. I went on a
and
show
the
a
criminal.
couple times. I went on a show a couple times. I didn't say I was fucking them. I
Yeah, but
never said
that's
I
the
was
problem, you know. That's the problem.
Here,
Well,
here's
I
something.
think Larry is trying to play the peacemaker,
Yeah, he tries to. Larry
and
tries to talk him down.
you try and talk him down. I actually listen, Larry, and I see a lot of what you're doing there, and to me, I think it's admirable because I feel the guy is out of control. He doesn't know his station in life, like all real men do. Uh, I mean, for example, when he was asked if he could get a scooter, he said his license was suspended. I mean, talk about being a loser. If your license is suspended in the United States, it's for various reasons. And I don't know the reason why his license was suspended, but there are various reasons why your license gets suspended. So he cannot obtain one in Philippines, or he can't even obtain a scooter because he'd have to get that live chat going again and everything. And it just speaks to what Alo's saying. This guy is a loser on every fucking level, and
Hey, let me put it this way: it's guys like Bama that make guys like me look so good.
oh, okay, I get that. I get that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Hey,
But what?
Larry, did
That
you
makes a
realize
lot of
you
sense.
can't talk down a drunk?
Right.
That's Larry tries to talk down, but you can't talk down a drunk.
Yeah, that's
But what I
true.
Yeah,
don't
but you
get
know,
is
the alcohol in his case actually makes us see his true colors.
right.
When he comes on the show and when he says, I apologize for that, I didn't mean that, it's not a real apology. The apology has been issued because he fears certain people who have information on him. He will apologize to certain people that he is afraid of. It is not that he realizes that he did a mistake, because tonight or tomorrow or on any other show in the next few days, he will react to this show. And what he will say is, he will tell the world, I have all these death threats that you issued against me. You are all cowards because you hide behind avatars. You are idiots, and so on and so forth. And when he combines that with a few glasses of Jack Daniels, he will start to pound on the table and start to yell and call us names again. So it's a cycle that never stops. And we can even say this on this live stream because he won't stop. Even if his own guys will tell him, just back off, just let it go. Because in his world, in the world of thugs and low life, small time criminals, backing off is a sign of weakness. And it is in his DNA not to back off. And that's why we will continue to do shows about this guy. And that's why he's so frustrated that YouTube doesn't see it the way he does, because he thinks that these are two sides and he is getting unfairly treated by YouTube because he thinks it is us who is the problem. He thinks that we are the bad guys. Obviously, it's not the case. People like him often think of themselves as being the victim, not getting their fair share, you know, and not because it is reality, but because they celebrate this victimhood where they think I'm entitled to this, I'm entitled to an Xbox and the money that I get, I have worked, I have paid into the social security system, I'm an American citizen, I should be treated like this and like that. You guys should be thankful that I am actually in the Philippines and not going back to the States, because in the States I would even get more money. So leave me the fuck alone. And we all know that Riffraff Radio won't leave him the fuck alone. We will continue to do what we do. Your thoughts, gentlemen. Roberto, you wanted to say something.
Okay, thank you. No, what was I going to say? I almost lost my frame of thought there. What was I going to say is what I don't get is the his number one fan on that show. He has two major fans. It's the Australian guy with the bulldog
Who's
and
never been to the Philippines?
who's never been in the Philippines, and then the nurse. And I don't understand about the nurse. He's number one fan. That he has a Filipino girlfriend, and he knows what Bama does to Filipino women, and he's still his number one fan. I just don't understand that. And he's a professional. He's a nurse. I have respect for nurses because I have two daughters going nursing school. I have nurses in my family. So I don't understand why he is his number one rah rah. His cheerleader on that show. And he didn't say anything about when Bama mentioned about the veterans. He didn't step in and say something. Hey, he said, hey, don't be saying stuff like that. No, I mean, yeah, he tells them to back up, back out. But other than that, I mean, that's his number one fan, and he admitted
These
to it,
are
and he's willing to pay,
these are mostly.
give
Let me
him
tell you
money.
this. I only imagine. I can only imagine the answer to that is the people who support Bama are the people who have trouble in real life, whether it is in their office or at their workplace, and they hear that from their supervisors who criticize them, and they struggle, and then they go home, and then they see that somebody is also putting Bama in his place because he is a loser. And then they identify automatically with him because it's their way to say, he is our guy. I'm sick and tired of being pushed around. And that's why they stick to Bama and his channel and support him because they feel that we somehow neglected them or said something against them. That's the reason why they support Bama. It's obviously the reason why all these guys are over there on their channel because at the end of the day, they know that their leader, to use that term, that their main character on that show is a loser. They see that. They see where he lives. They see that he survives on donations. They see how he treats women. They see what kind of living conditions he is in, and they know it. And what they do not like is that somebody, in this case the Riff Raff Radio crew, calls him out for that. That's all that it is. It's about hurt feelings.
Well, the thing
Because
is,
obviously
if you follow a loser, you'll be a loser in life because
most of them are losers.
you're following someone that is known total loser. So yeah, you're gonna
They
follow
are
his
losers.
lead.
They are losers. And their only defense mechanism is the guys over on the Riff Raff Radio crew, they are losers. Then they start to make up stories. They start to, Roberto. Roberto is a guy. He just he's like this and like that. Or Popeye, the old guy. He has not been in the Philippines. Or John Doe. He's like this and like that. Or Mexican Jew. Blah blah blah. Or the other guys. Or Aloe. He is like this and like that. They make up stories. Why? Because they don't have facts. They don't, and that really bothers them. They can't say Roberto Dunn is a piece of shit because the guy lives under a bridge. They can't say that fucking Popeye guy has no money, is a loser, or Aloe is he's poor or something like that. They can't do that. They wished they could do it, but they can't. So they start to make up stories about us. On the other hand, we have their fucking records. We saw what's going on. We saw what's going on back in the States with them. We saw and heard it from their own mouth how they treat people. We see where they live. You don't need to personally meet somebody to get an idea what kind of person he or she is. When you see somebody on cam and you read their comments and you listen several hours sometimes to their live streams over a period of months and years, you get a good idea about what this person is all about. So you do not need to meet them in real life to realize this is a total fucking loser. Look at where he lives, how he lives, with whom he lives, and what he has done. Verdict: loser. Everybody who associates with him is a misfit. People who struggle in real life tend to stick around people like him. That's how you can identify them. People who basically sticked it up for Peter and supported him are also people who have something to hide, who have problems in life, who are trying to steer the pot for all the wrong reasons. Not because they want to have drama, it's because they feel reminded of somebody who has put them in their place. Maybe it's their father, I don't know. Maybe it's the teacher, maybe it's the boss at their job they hate. There are many reasons. But believe me, somebody who hangs out over there and who really supports him and says the Riff Raff Radio crew just walk away, then these must be people who really struggle with problems, because else you wouldn't support a guy like that. I wouldn't hang around a guy who's like that. Let me give you an example. Joe, the professor, has been a KB member together with me and Dave on the Quentin Believe show. The moment I found out about who he really is, I said, you know what? Fuck you. You can't come on the Riff Raff Radio show anymore. I don't want to. I don't want you to be here. I call you a loser because you are basically a guy who is trying to mislead others and profit from others. You are just like the other guys we call out on the show. And then for me, it was that was it. Bag Your Life told me that he actually bought stuff for the guy and wanted to meet him in a place somewhere in Manila. The guy never showed up. The guy never called him or texted him, didn't return any calls. Sooner or later, you'll find out with what kind of people you're dealing with. And if you are dealing with a loser, if you are dealing with a lowlife, then you have to make a decision. Will you stick around? Or will you say, this is not the type of person I want to associate myself with? And it happens in real life as well as here in the virtual world on social media. And I made a decision. I don't want to be associated with these people. I go a step further. I even say, I will call you out for your lies and your scams and all the bullshit that you are putting out. That's what this is all about. Baguio, I would like to ask you, can you give us a short version of what went down between you and Joe, Professor X, aka Professor X, who was a member on the KB show last year on Dave's channel?
Oh, well, okay. Can I say something else beforehand, because you were on a roll? I got a thought to put out before this. I got a question. These people that follow Bama and they say they see him doing it, I got a question to ask to the panel. Do you see more Bama starting to filter into the Philippines? We're going to have, it's going to multiply because he's putting that message out. Hey, I'm here doing it. You can do it too.
Well, none of that really matters. Answer Alo's question that he asked you, please.
Okay. Actually, it all started, he asked me about strawberry jam. He couldn't get it there in Manila. It was probably too much fucking money for him in the SM store. So I said, okay. I said, I'm coming down. I have a doctor's appointment. Meet me. I have an open morning when we get there, 10 o'clock. We get down. I said, okay, 10 a.m., lobby of my hotel. Don't be late. I'll even take you to SNR because he bugged me to go see an SNR before he got a membership. So we get him a whole bunch of local products up here and bring them down. So he never showed up, never got a text message, never got a Facebook message. I confirmed it with him like 5 days out, 3 days out, the day before while I was traveling. And I heard, yes, I'll be here, but it might take me a while because I got to take 2 jeepneys to the train station, 2 trains, and another jeepney. The fucker never showed up.
Put you in a jam.
Yeah, and that's the type of people. And that's the type of people you don't want to deal with. That's why I say verdict, POS, not welcome. That's it. Easy, right? Because we always knew somehow something was wrong with him. He had only a very small amount of money. He basically he was on food stamps. He had problems, and then he used the journey to the Philippines basically as an escape from all his problems. And then he went to the Philippines and he got robbed and people stole his shit, and then he started to do some shady get himself involved in some shady shit, and started to accuse the barangay of being corrupt and so on and so forth. And you always need to be very careful when you listen to their stories, because it's only their version. The truth is that it's not always the way they say it was. And it's the same with the clown who just showed up here, the Australian guy who should actually just pack up his shit and go back to Cairns and take care of his family and his father. That guy also talked very long, several times, about businesses he wanted to start in the Philippines, and at the end of the day, he's basically a fraud, with this fucking Bitcoin thing, with his new channel where he doesn't want any of us, the trolls, to go over there. And I refer to myself as a troll, and I'm very proud of it. I would like to announce, by the way, that over on my channel, the Out of the Winter Radio Vlogs, I will start a series called So You Wanna Be a Super Troll. I will explain to you how to become a troll, a controversial troll, what you need to become one of the super trolls in this community, in a 10 episodes series. So check that one out. And again, the channel by the Bogan, I believe the channel's name is Crypto Space. Uh, Check it out. Go there. Leave nasty comments. I think he will really love that. We will focus on that channel next week a little bit more. Maybe I will also put out a few vlogs on my channel to give him the attention he doesn't want, right? And again, yeah, let's see what happens next. I believe that they will react. They will come out with new vlogs about us. If they don't, good. If they do, even better. Popeye, do you want to start the last thoughts round? Please go ahead.
Yeah, okay, guys. We've gone through a lot of material here about losers, no license, no money, uh, what kind of honeys they hook up with. It's quite comical. It's quite seedy. It's unbecoming, and you know, I say those things, and you think, well, wow, you're putting their way of life down. No, I'm explaining their way of life. Okay? And I've never lived that way of life and never will live that way of life. And yeah, I don't approve of it. I mean, when these guys are in Philippines and they're doing this kind of shit, it reflects upon me as an American citizen. Filipinos look at them and say, hey, is this what all Americans are about? You know, begging money, having no money, living hand to mouth, begging for a load of phone off an OFW Filipina. Is this what Americans are about? Wow. Uh, Thank you for showing everybody what a shining example of an American you are, Bama. I mean, I appreciate that. That's fucking gold to me, man. And you know, uh, it's just wrong, and I'll point it out, plain and simple. And if he doesn't like it, fine. And the only thing I can tell him, if he wants me to stop talking about him, shut up about me. Uh, just shut up, man. You haven't gotten it yet. I don't need an apology from you because I don't take apologies from low life idiots who've never done anything with their life. If, why would I accept an apology from you? You've never meant or really told told anybody a whole truth in your whole life. So I don't need an apology from you. I just strongly suggest you crawl under the rock from which you came out from under and stay there. And maybe people will leave you alone. I mean, that's what good people who have come on your show and tried to tell you, but you don't listen. You know, they're not telling you what to do, they're giving you a suggestion. And I strongly say take that suggestion. Thank you. And I want to thank everybody in the chat from Ed Lippett to Jazz On, uh, Mr. Tux, como está acá, aquí en Mabulte, and New York, North Carolina guys, you all come out, and you're my favorite fucking shitbirds, and I appreciate what you do for the show, and Tango Yankee, and carry on smartly.
Thank you very much for that statement, Popeye. Next guy, Ed.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for letting me in. And Popeye, as a reminder, dude, you have no shit, no corn in your shit. Just keep. Also, before I go, I'd like to mention something. I caught a little Jay show today, and he was complaining that everybody was asking where he got the bar girls for his dancing. And his reply, they weren't bar girls. And then he goes on, he says, let me tell you about the types of bars there in the Philippines. And he's stating those little parts of bar. And I was just wondering if they weren't bar girls, I wonder if they were freelancers. Maybe that's what they were, but they weren't bar girls themselves. Just to clear that with Jay. And as far as my friend Bama goes, hey, listen, Bama, that's one thing. That's why I use my regular name because every time you say my regular name when something bad went on your show, that gives me all the reasons to hit that flag button. Keep doing it, please. And thanks a lot, guys.
Bag your life. Your turn.
Okay. Just like to put, I got two quick things. First, his little veterans rant got posted to a lot of veterans Facebook pages, so they know who he is. And second, if you're going to get a tattoo, Ed, I got a suggestion. Right across your chest, succulent, supple nipples.
Succulent, supple nipples.
It's going to say DNR. If I get that two across my chest, it'll say DNR. That means do not resuscitate.
Expat Prepper, your last thoughts, please.
Thank you for having me on the show this evening. I just wanted to say the Filipina in my life, my wife, and my association with the Philippine culture has been one of the most positive things to happen to me in my whole life. Um, I'm glad to know you people here and glad to know the community. And I hope things will go good in the future for Riff Raff Radio and the members on the panel.
Roberto.
Thanks for having me on board. Thanks to all the guys on the panel. One thing I just need to say about Bama and the 5'4" Australian midget. I mean, you guys have been mentioning my name and been calling me out, which I love. The more the merrier. But the difference is between me and the rest of these guys in the panel. You know, I'm a dual citizen, so my actions is going to be a whole lot different than these guys are. These guys can go through the legal ways, whatever they want to. That's fine. But remember, the barangay there are all Filipinos. So who do you think they're going to side with when I'm in the neighborhood? Who's gonna be on your side? No one's gonna pick up their forks and knives and go after me because they like you guys. Hell no. So Just remember that. I mean, the more you talk about being safe, you're not safe. That's all I got to say. Thank you, guys. See you guys next week.
Thank you very much for that statement. Next round is for John Doe. Your last thoughts.
Well, I want to touch on a theme that Bama often speaks of, and I want to say that Bama and Jay the Hobbit are the most disrespectful and abusive to Filipinas and Philippine culture, if they even knew the culture, which they don't, that I've ever seen. And to highlight that on a YouTube channel won't end well for them. And as far as seeing what kind of a piece of garbage, low life, lying moocher that Bummer is, I mean, I knew that within the first 30 seconds I saw him on YouTube. I didn't need many YouTube vlogs to know that and what course he was going to take. In my 22 years ago into the Philippines, I've seen many bum, low life, begging foreigners, and I don't let them get anywhere near me. But Bummer came to the Philippines. He thought through lies and deception he was going to reinvent himself. But it's not working, you piece of crap. You're very transparent. And you cannot put perfume on a pile of shit and make it smell good, because that's what you are, a fucking pile of shit. Thank you.
Tell us how you really feel, John Doe. Thank you.
Yeah, I tone it down in respect to the show. I tone it down a little bit.
Much
But there was a
appreciated.
reason. There was a reason why I asked John Doe to be the last guy when it comes to the last thought portion of part of the show. I mean, I want to thank everyone who came out today and listened to this show. I want to thank everyone here on the panel. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. I see you guys next week, 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time, here on the #1 talk show in the Philippines YouTube community. And again, we will leave the link of the new Riff Raff Radio channel in the description here. I would like to encourage all of you to sub to that backup channel of Riff Raff Radio, and we look forward to have you on the show again. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll talk to you soon, okay? Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks. Have a good one.
Yay.
Riff Raff Radio out.